Hi, welcome to Tarot Talk Thursdays. I'm JC Moon Spirit.
I'm Sings with Alice.
Today, go through an original spread by Sings with Alice with you for the new moon in Gemini. And we will be pulling from the Everyday Witch Tarot, the Goddess Power Oracle deck, and the Spirit Animal Oracle deck today. So if you would like to have a one-card message pulled for you, just message in on any of our live chat boards and video feeds, and we will get that pulled.
Wonderfully said. How are you today?
It's been a day.
It has. But hey, we're with you now. So join us for this new moon in Gemini reading. And so we've got number 1, A, B, and C, Animal Spirit Oracle. Number 2, how can I be more reliable? Number 3, what can bring clarity? Number 4, what energy is in the situation? Number 5, where have I been self-centered? Number 6, what seeds to plant? Number 7, look ahead for the next 6 months. And number 8, look ahead for the next 3 months. And number 9, messages from the moon, as we always try to do. Okay. So now, number 1, the Animal Spirit Oracle.
There's 3 of them, right?
Oh, yep. Hope everybody's managing to flow on through all the obstacles today and all the stuff that's going on with the moon. Wonderful. Okay, so number 2, how can I be more reliable?
This is the Goddess Power Oracle deck by Colette there.
I have some really good smelling smudge here today.
So what's in the smudge, Poppy?
So today we have sage, copal, frankincense, and dragon's blood.
Very good for helping push through obstacles.
Right. We got a phenol. And number 3, what can bring clarity? The Fool. and number 4, what energy is in the situation?
Felt it like spark. Oh, that was very cool. I'm gonna have the deck do that for me in a minute. I like being at this new angle.
I do too.
I feel like people can see our cards a little better.
Page of Pentacles.
Very cool. Number 5.
Number 5, where have I been self-centered? This one? Curious how it lines up. Some of the questions. That's always the fun part. Okay, number 6, what seeds to plant?
Right, I'm like goddess seeds.
That's what we're planting, goddess seeds. What are you planting? Artemis. Number 7. Look ahead for the next 6 months. Yep. I think that one's for the next 2.
You too. I like to time things better with a tarot deck than I do an oracle.
And we do have tarot and our oracle, but sometimes the questions are better for tarot, sometimes better for oracle.
Right.
But we have so many, I just try to mix and match it and see what comes up.
For me personally, I like to use tarot more for timing questions because I feel like I can give a better prediction that way. This is where intuitive consulting goes into fortune telling just a little bit because you are predicting outcomes based on the current path when you do that. So if I can find more symbols and you start to notice the synchronicities of the symbols, then you know you're on the right track, kind of thing. I like to give as much insight as possible through timing questions.
8 of Cups. And for the last one, number 9, messages from the moon.
I think so. There's one left over. Cool.
Green Terra.
So 1A, Fox Spirit. This is our first Animal Spirit Oracle.
Number 11.
27.
27. All right. The Fox Spirit. Are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Perhaps you are being too clever for your own good and playing games to protect yourself. Being dishonest with yourself or others can become isolating and create obstacles to the true connection. Fox Spirit calls you to be attuned to what is happening within you and around you, so that you quickly thinking and activity can lead us to better relationships and situations. You are called to use your Fox Spirit beneficially rather than in ways that keep you from experiencing what you want.
Okay.
So then B is the White Raven.
66. White Raven. I hope everybody can see these cards. They're very beautiful.
So White Raven says, trust in the magic. Nothing in the universe is random. For the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning. And White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, particularly in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. I talked about that sometimes or recently. I can see the wind, and I try to go the same direction as the wind. Okay.
And this is number 3. Spider Spirit.
Spider. Make your dreams real. Spider Spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with Spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realms of intention into the world of the senses where they take form. The action you need to take is to clear about your intentions and then act if you have become the one that lives the life you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful pattern you set in motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you may be considering writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is the time when inspiration wants you to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible.
Find the flow. Find the flow. All right, number 2. This is Athena, goddess of knowledge. Also good to know goddess of battle strategy. Depends on your perspective. So,
Depends on what you need at the moment, right?
Knowledge is power, and you are in a perfect position to gain greater clarity at this time. Your hard work is paying off, and everything you have learned about life has brought you to this moment in time. You've learned about... Hold on. Yeah. Your knowledge, logical choices, and intentions are aligned with divine will. Your intellect is keen, and your mind is clear. You don't have to question or debate it. You can take things at face value. If you think it adds up, that's because it does. Have courage, my love. Your most precious dreams are within reach. Also, the flip side, the alignment message, it says, don't jump to conclusions. All the information has yet to be revealed, and it won't come by force or by overthinking and overanalyzing. Athena offers you the alignment task of releasing any projected story or expectations and accepting that you don't have all the facts needed to make an informed choice. Ask for clarity, remain open and receptive, then wait for the will of the divine to respond. This is the correct and most beneficial strategy now, and the goddess Athena is ever present to help. Right.
Okay.
So on to question 3.
3. What could bring clarity?
The Fool. So, the Fool comes along to give us a fresh new perspective, because even if they have to put their foot in it, even if they have to make a mistake so that it becomes obvious what they're doing, when they slip up, we start to pay attention. When we notice that we're in a test, we try something new, because sometimes the cycle doesn't get released until a new action is brought in. It doesn't mean that we go around trying out a new band-aid solution. It means that, okay, we have to look at this from another perspective. Maybe this is coming through in another way. Maybe there's a message here that I'm missing. So the Fool tells us that we also need to take the leap. When you take the leap and do your own research, you come out the other side smarter. When you put it into practice, you become wiser. And tarot, after all, is the journey of the Fool. So this is how the Fool begins the journey of finding wisdom. As we all come to our teachers at the proper time, and we are all students at the proper time, and we should always be learning. Therefore, we're always learning a new way. That's where we find our clarity. So,
Beautiful.
Number 4.
Number 4. What energy is in the situation?
We got the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is another way to say the student is arriving or the student is on its way. This means that we are finally waking up to the fact that we may want to do our own research at this point about whether certain things like ingredients in a recipe are safe, or whether or not it's safe to take certain medications. This is also a way of us saying, do your own research, figure out what path best fits for you, because it may not necessarily be pulling tarot cards every day like we do, but if you can find a way to be spiritual that is honest and respectful of you and your path, your ancestors, what have you, whatever you give reference to, if you find a way to do that, you should seek it out. You should lay out the map of what it is that you want in your life, and you should go after it, because the Page of Pentacles has goals, and they mean to see those goals realized. They mean to see those dreams become reality. So, on to number 5, Wolf Spirit. What was our question for number 5 again?
Looking, it says, where have I been self-centered? Okay. So Wolf Spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all that you have learned and all you have learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Wherever lessons you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to nurturing knowledge, into wisdom and experience, into magic. You are the one who have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of Wolf Spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. Ooh.
So I guess sometimes we have to be a little self-focused to be able to get centered.
Yes.
Sometimes that means we have to make tough choices.
Okay, so number 6, what seeds to plant?
So we got Artemis, another Greek goddess. Surrender yourself to the process of whatever is calling for your attention. Immerse yourself fully in whatever needs your focus, and allow yourself the experience of deep, abiding trust. If you aim true and your heart is open and pure, grateful for all the bounty that surrounds you, your deepest desires will manifest before you like
that. Okay, so look ahead for the next 6 months, and we got the 4 of Pentacles.
So the 4 of Pentacles represents a time when we want to clutch and grasp at whatever resource it is that we deem most valuable at that time. For a lot of people, this is time to be by themselves. For a lot of people, this is money. So if you are feeling like money is starting to get tight and you need a pinch, remember that there is a thing called a money mindset where you can actually spend money and release it to the universe so that it creates the vacuum effect of bringing it back to you. It's kind of like the business adage, you have to spend money to make money. Basically, money is not meant to sit like water in a cup on your altar. If the altar doesn't ever move, if nothing ever changes, the water becomes stagnant. In the same way, if the money is never used, the resources start to dry up. Look at our global economy. So, with the Four of Pentacles, this is saying that there will be a time in about 6 months when we may feel like we have to pinch and save whatever those resources are. So, since we're in June, that makes sense. I mean, that's the holidays. This is when people religiously overspend because this is how we've learned to show affection. We go when we
spend
buy a
5,000
present.
to go to Disney.
Exactly. Spend $5,000, go to Disney, spend $3,000 and get presents for two kids. It's like, okay, really, where are your priorities at? Are they honoring their path? Are they, giving thanks for their ancestors? Are they thankful? Do they show gratitude to you and the rest of yours? This is where a lot of the lessons and things start to pop up for us in a monetary way, I think, because of just the mindset that we have between October at Samhain with the capitalist Halloween. Everybody gets a huge jumbo bag of candy and everybody goes out and buys the fresh new costume because this is the thing.
Right.
And then we go all the way up to New Year's, and by January 2nd, we're freaking broke.
Yeah.
So this is that time of year. So
and
pay
max your
attention to
credit
your
card
resources. Exactly. So pay attention to your resources, but don't allow your resources to stop your flow. Don't allow them to just sit there. Use them. They're there for a reason. And then we had to look at the next 3 months.
Yes.
So this, I think, is where the priority starts to come back in because it's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups tells us we have to be introspective, and that means that we have to understand to a certain degree that the world and the environment that we live in is manifested from within us. If we have a mindset that says today's just going to suck, guess what? Today just kind of sucked. Exactly. So it's one of those situations where you have to get your priorities straight on the life you really want to live and the person you want to become. And that means you have to be willing to look at yourself honestly and say, this is a bad habit. This is the wrong way of eating. This is something I'm taking in for somebody else that doesn't belong to me. These are things that I have to stop doing. And when we start to make those shifts, resources start to become more available because in the indigenous cultures, we learned it as a giveaway.
Right.
If you give away the things that you no longer need, it creates the room for you to be grateful for everything else that you still have and for what is to come.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those situations, I think, where in the next 3 months, we're going to go through the back to school. Everybody's going through, we just had a bug. Let's try opening everything back up, which is scary. And then we have the, oh my God, I have no money. So what happens if we're not?
Right.
So it's one of those situations where if your priorities are not correct, you can potentially hurt yourself in the long run. So pay a little bit more attention to the signs and signals that you're getting from teachers, spiritual leaders, even just the birds and the critters that are running around your house. This is important to pay attention to.
It is.
All right.
And on to the messages on the news. And we got Green Terra Salvation.
I like her. She's an unconventional goddess in the way that
and she's coming
I finally figured out she's Buddhist. Okay. The divine has intended you into being and given you the assignment to explore life through certain perceived limitations. You are meant to learn about life and all its complexities, especially learning about how to be in community with others. Green Tara, a Tibetan goddess who also is known as She Who Saves, says that you will never be alone in life's journey. This compassionate savior goddess of intimate friendship will ensure that right people will show up for you at the right time. Green Tara reminds you that your needs will always be met. You don't need to know the how, as that is her domain. You just need to trust, and the goddess Green Tara will use her magic on your behalf. You are safe and secure and always in the care of the divine. I do as well. I think it's fantastic. I like the alignment message for this as well. So it says, do you find yourself swimming in a nagging spiral of dissatisfaction? Are you comparing yourself to others and always coming up short? Do you feel entitled to the manifestation of your wants arriving only in the form that you will accept? When you are suffering from longing and wanting, you are like a hungry ghost that will never be fed, blind to the opportunities that are truly yours. Never fear, just as a true friend will let you know when you're off track, Green Tar will let you know when you're out of alignment. She will save you from the destructive qualities of hubris, entitlement, and elitism, as well as the consciousness of lack with the following alignment task. Get right with yourself and the world again. First, know that you are exactly where you need to be right now, and if that means empty for a time, this is perfect. Instead of looking for what isn't there, bless every tiny aspect of your life with deep gratitude. Green Tara will show you that the world is your friend. You've only been fighting against yourself. You will then recognize the earth as a place of joy and abundance.
Right. So,
Do we have anyone that would like to request a one card reading today? Doesn't look like we've got anybody up on this one. I don't think we have any people yet.
okay.
That's
So-
totally fine. Would you like to take some notes real quick and then we'll pull a card
I've
for
already
tomorrow?
done it.
Fantastic.
I've already done it.
So do we want to take a look at tomorrow?
Sure.
I felt like that was a really cool reading.
So where do you want to go for
I'm not sure. Where do you think?
tomorrow?
That's what I thought. It was like same intent. We'll go ahead and run with what same six. Butterfly spirit.
All right. What number's
11. Master.
wonderful? That's even cooler. Same dog too.
Mhm.
Dog wanted to come out. Okay, so butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful. Joy and the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when butterfly spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self indeed. You will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life no longer serving that fit the new you. Even relationships must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty and not the challenges, stop taking yourself too seriously and choose to be playful, loving, and joyous, you will soon know the miracle your soul wants to experience through you. Today is a day for joy, so alight. Look around you and see the beauty that is everywhere and in everyone, including you.
Last call.
Transform.
Last call for readings. Doesn't look like we have anybody.
Okay.
All right, so tune in tomorrow for Friday Flow. We'll be sharing some inspiring content to get you motivated to be creative, uplifted, and enlightened. So come and hang out with us, and we've got some other
The
weekend
coffee
wellness
clutch.
content. Yeah, we've got the coffee clutch tomorrow, round 2.
All right. Peace and blessings. Have a great weekend.
We're still up.